are to be moved for consideration and passing. In the upper house today, the Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan will make a statement regarding government business for the week commencing Monday, the 22nd of March 2021. Discussions on the working of the Ministries of Tourism, Food Processing Industries, Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, Rural Development and Tribal Affairs are also scheduled to be conducted in the Rajya Sabha today.
Meanwhile, today is the last day for candidates to file nomination for the upcoming General Assembly elections of Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Kerala. Today is also the last date for candidates to file nomination for Phase 3 of the upcoming General Assembly elections in Assam. In West Bengal, today is the last date for candidates to file nomination for Phase 3. Talking of campaigning, Assam Minister and BJP leader Himanta Biswa Sarma will hold a roadshow today from Sonaram Field to DC office in Kamrup Metro before filing his nomination for Jalukbari constituency. While Congress leader Rahul Gandhi is scheduled to interact with College students at Lahowal in Dibrugarh district of Assam, he is also likely to address election rally at Dumduma in Tinsukia district. Also, TMC leader and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is likely to address rally in Nandigram.
Senior BJP leaders Mukul Roy and Rahul Sinha were among the 148 candidates named by the party on Thursday for the last 4 phases of the West Bengal Assembly elections. Of the total 294 Assembly seats, BJP has so far announced its candidates in 282 seats, while leaving 1 seat for AJSU. The names of candidates for the remaining 11 seats will be announced later. And joining us for more on this story is our correspondent Abhishek Jha and also Yogesh Sheetal, who joins us from Assam. First of all, coming to you, Abhishek, take us through the atmosphere there as polling date approaches. Campaigning, we believe, is on in full swing. The nomination process too, fast progressing.
Of course, Rugma, and this whole process of filing nomination has sped up as the date is almost on the verge to end. In the last, like yesterday, only major leaders of BJP, AIDMK, DMK, they have also, in the last rush hour, they have filed their nominations from Kanyakumari seats, Congress, Vasant Kumar's son, the late parliamentarian who died after COVID. His son has been nominated from Congress side, who will be fighting against BJP's Pon Radhakrishnan in Kanyakumari's MP seat. He has also filed nomination yesterday. Meanwhile, the campaigning across the state has been in full swings. Both sides, AIDMK-led side and the DMK-led opposition in the government, both are putting allegations against each other about how the state has been mismanaged. There has been certain incidences. Also, in fact, in Kunur, while filing a nomination paper, AIDMK candidate, there were like more than crowd, more than prescribed limit, and hence 5,000 rupees of fine was also given against AIDMK, and this whole state is into actually very much heightened political scenario when all sides are trying to convince voters on so many accounts to ensure that their side of the party or their side of the candidate win the election.
All right, Abhishek, from here we will go across to our correspondent Yogesh Sheetal, who is joining us from Assam. Yogesh, Abhishek was telling us about the political temperament in the state. You're there in Assam. Let us know the political ongoings. Also, as we tell that campaigning is in full swing in both the states. When we talk of the election battle ahead, you tell us how is the election battle poised in the state, and very quickly let us know the election updates.
Good morning, Preeti. As far as election update is concerned, today is the last day of nomination for the third phase, which is going to be held on the 6th of April in Assam. We know that there are 3 phases in which the elections are going to be held in Assam, 27th March, 1st April, and also 6th April. So the last date of nomination is today, and also by 22nd of March, candidates may withdraw their nomination. Now, coming to election aspects, we know that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also on the ground, and also today Rahul Gandhi is going to visit Assam. He has a schedule. He will be on a 2-day visit to Assam, and also for the first day, that is today, he'll be interacting with tea workers and also students, and also will hold a rally in Dumduma. So Tinsukia, basically in Upper Assam. Tomorrow also he'll be addressing some rallies here in Assam. Now coming to the BJP, we know that yesterday Narendra Modi held a rally in Lakhimpur, in southern part area, Karimganj, basically the constituency where he was addressing a rally. That is Barak Valley. So Prime Minister significantly mentioned that how the developments work was started there, and how now Karimganj is, how entire Barak Valley is now connected with the rest of India through rail connectivity, also by road connectivity, and also through airways. So these are the developments, and also he underlined that how he applauded the work of Sonawala government also, and said that how the schemes of central government was implemented in the state for the betterment and for the upliftment of poor people, and also for the people in general. So these are the things which are going around the corner at this point in time as far as election is concerned. Also Prime Minister is going to address a rally tomorrow in Shabua, where Rahul Gandhi is going to address a rally today. So Shabua is also going to be a very important a constituency at this point in time, because last time we had seen in 2016 around more than around approximately 2 crore voters had exercised their right, and around 1,80,000 around votes were given to NOTA. Shabua was one of the 10 constituencies where NOTA votes were around larger than the votes that were the margin between the winner and also between the loser. So basically these are the things, that's the reason why Shabua is an important constituency, and that's the reason why the top leaders are going to campaign there also. Coming to the issues, we know that around 20 to 40% voters are they belong to tea communities, tea workers from different tea sections. And one thing which is very important at this point in time, let me mention it, the Guwahati High Court basically recently had given an order restricting the lower court's order which allowed government to implement some wage improvements, some increase in the wages. So the High Court has reverted the issue and had posted the matter till April. So April the further hearing will be on. So this is going to be a very interesting thing at this point in time, because we know that tea workers have been demanding their wage to be increased over the last few years. So that is also one point. Apart from tea workers issue, there are also other issues like flood issues are there, women related issues are there, youth conservative issues are also there, for like employment, job issues are also there. We know that NRC-CA is also a factor, though they are not going to be a decisive factor in some keeping a view of the entire development political speeches over here. So these are the things which are going on the ground at this point in time. Yeah,
right, Yogesh, as you said, the past 5 years of this government in Assam has seen a major push for infrastructure development, and that could be their trump card. But what about other parties in the fray? The Congress, after Tarun Gogoi, is going into elections for the first time, can we say, under the leadership of his son. So what seems to be the Congress strategy at this point? What are the planks on which the Congress party there is fighting?
That's a very important question. I think as far as infrastructure is concerned, we know that a lot of works have been done since Mahabahu Brahmaputra project to bridges that were connected to Barak Valley to other regions, and also a Bogibili bridge PM had inaugurated recently. So a lot of development works have done. We know that also AIMS is going to be set up in Guwahati, works are underway. Some universities are also going to be set up in some region, and also Prime Minister significantly mentioned that how earlier Northeast region was almost sidelined on the mainstream development projects, but now also they have these areas have been brought in the mainstream issue of development, and that's the reason why development has taken a pace in this particular region, Northeast region. So in Assam prominently, Assam very significantly in particular. So these are the things as far as infrastructure is concerned. Now coming to the allegations, coming to the things that are being done by the Congress party. Congress is basically just making some posing some questions on the development issue also. However, there are other issues that Congress is basically banking on at this point in time. There are 5 issues from implementing from NTCA stand, and also the other stand like giving electricity, free electricity up to 200 units, and also wages for tea workers, and also some other things, that 5 promises that Congress has been done. Congress has been standing on. But also he is raising the questions of the projects that are stuck in pipeline. There are a number of projects which are stuck in pipeline because of various reasons. So that are basically the questions are being raised by the Congress party. Also flood related issues. We know that Brahmaputra Valley and also Barak Valley, they caused a lot of disturbance, a lot of issues of migration, and also a lot of concern for the villagers, and all for the people who are located in those areas. So they are also Congress is asking questions that what happened in the last 5 years, so why this problem is not completely solved. However, we know that also JP Nadda, when he was addressing a rally in Lakhimpur a few days back, and also Amit Shah, he was addressing a rally in Tinsukia, they said that government is already working on it, a satellite survey is already on, and permanent solutions are being over. So these are the things which are going on the ground. There's no doubt that infrastructure work is going on at different aspects. We know that railway connectivity is also upgraded in this region. Railway was the region was connected with the railways, but the thing like smaller thing, some projects which are in pipeline got some line, and also extended budget were allocated to these regions. So these are the things that BJP has a lot to say in the election campaigns, and also Congress is posing questions.
All right, infrastructure and basic amenities are the issues on which almost every election, every time is fought. Abhishek, coming to you very quickly, I would want you to, elaborate on any surprise elements, any surprise factors that are likely to, that we could look forward to in the politics this time around of the state.
So, Preeti, the last time surprises have been the realignment of political alliances like from BJP, AIDMK alliance, MDMK. DMDK of Captain Vijay Kant, he left that alliance and he has joined hand with TT Vidyanathan. So how much of this is going to play into this overall election dynamics? That will be a stressful part to see. However, BJP has submitted a list of star campaigners that could be flying down to Tamil Nadu for this election, including Prime Minister, Home Minister, Defence Minister, BJP Chief. And there are other senior cabinet ministers also who will be campaigning for BJP and AIDMK's alliance, like that is NDA alliance in this state. We'll have to see because the schedule has not been given, but in a couple of days' time, that will be clear that these campaigners, these star campaigners of central leadership from BJP will be campaigning in what locations for which all candidates.
Right, Abhishek. And many thanks to Yogesh Sheetal as well for joining us here on the show early in the morning. So a big day for both states as election fever is